I absolutely love the velvet.
Oh, thank you so much. I love it too. It's from head to toe.
I feel that.
Yes.
Like my favorite, blue, red, green, you can't go wrong with some velvet.
Definitely not.
So what are you most excited for about tonight?
I mean, I'm excited to meet some of the students. This organization is incredible. The fact that they've been supporting young queer people for so long, I'm like, I want to hang out with them and see what their stories are like. So.
The stories are what makes the cause so much more important. What's a little bit about your story that made you want to be such a big part of this cause?
I mean, honestly, I didn't even go to school. I was like, when I was younger, it felt like getting any sort of level of success because I was queer was going to be very, very difficult. So I stayed in the closet for a really long time. I started acting and was in the closet. I skipped college and just started trying to get working, and it was difficult. But then when I came out of the closet, when I started meeting people like Paige and people who are in line with this organization, things started happening for me, and things started happening in my personal life and professional life. And so I want to get to know more and more about all the people who have benefited from this organization.
So by coming out, it was like rebirthing. So there's a very famous quote, you have to kill who you were to become who you were meant to be.
Yeah.
And I really feel like that quote really says a lot.
Yeah.
And I really feel like you embody that quote. And you actually signify a lot of goals and a lot of these students out here today that they aspire to be like you.
Yeah.
So anything to those students?
I mean, I love that quote, and a quote that my dad said. I don't even know where he got it from, but it was when I came out of the closet to him, and I was worried. It was actually when my character was coming out of the closet on Grey's, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I want to come out on this level and speak about this. And my dad, so I called my parents before I said yes, and my dad goes, you know what, in my life, I've realized that when you speak words to things that are scary to you, a weight is lifted, and that's sort of what I've lived by since then, and he was so right.
That's absolutely amazing. Fathers have some of the best advice. So I know they have our new revamp for season 19, I believe, for Grey's. Are we going to be seeing you on that?
Gosh, I hope so. I mean, the finale of season 18 was so dramatic and so much happened, and the residency program left, and I'm still a resident, so I'm like, I hope so. Fingers crossed.
Well, I'm very much so hoping to see you on there. And this is Alyssa with Future Previews. Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you so much.
If you've ever seen Jake on camera, you know he is good at his job, like really, really good. He is talented, charming, emotionally available, funny, adorable, so handsome. How could he not be? But here's the thing. He's good in all sorts of other ways that matter far more than the astonishing career that he's already having. For example, he's a good friend. He's one of those people who, when you're with him, he's totally there, totally present with you. I'm sure you know how rare that is these days. He listens, he's got a kind, compassionate heart. He will laugh with you or cry with you or get into it with you if that is what you need, and sometimes that is what you need. He knows how important visibility is to the people in this room, and frankly to so many people all around the world. He knew that coming out might drastically change or even end his burgeoning career, but he did it anyway. And lo and behold, it didn't end anything at all. In fact, it expanded it. A much deserved reward because Jake Borelli is just that good.
It wasn't until I began accepting my queerness more fully that I started to see the things that I was afraid of as my assets. I started meeting people like Paige and all these other queer people who are successful in all these sorts of fields, and I started getting supported in ways that I couldn't have even imagined. And that is also why I'm so impressed by all of the graduates in this room and all of the alumni in this room, because you guys are doing that right now. You're doing that in high school, something that I didn't have the courage to do. And you are right now taking your queerness and you're pushing forward with it. What the Point Foundation is doing here is inspiring me. And I know that it's going to keep inspiring generations who follow you and who look after you. You in this room are going to be the ones who are in charge of this messy, messy world that we have. And I know, after being here especially, that that future is going to be a very, very beautiful place.